Hey, it's Mike here from epicduckstudios. Welcome to part 3 of the Horus Heresy Wordbearer's painting guide. This one's going to be pretty short and sweet, just focusing on some freehanding. Specifically, I'll be adding the chapter symbol to the right shoulder pad. This is the symbol of the third hand chapter, a group of the wordbearers. The symbol is basically two different components. There's a sort of fireball or a burning sun kind of element, and then a bit of small black script that kind of looks like a number 3. I'm going to begin by roughing in the sun shape with Mephiston red, the same color we use on the armor itself. I'm roughing in the sun shape by drawing across first. This helps me make sure it's centered well on the shoulder pad, and then it's going to be very symmetrical, that it's roughly the same width from side to side and from top to bottom. The base of this symbol is an 8-pointed star or sunburst, so once I've got the original cross put in, I'm going to add a second cross at a 45-degree rotation, so I'm basically making an 8-pointed star here, and I'm making sure that each of the links of the star are the same length. With that done, I go ahead and start filling in a circle, leaving just a little bit of each of the points of the original cross sticking out. Once the circle is filled, I begin extending out the 8 points of the star, specifically the 4 cardinal points first, because they're a little bit more dominant. I'm also doing this a little bit off-center, so the bottom one, I did to the right, and the top one I did to the left, and so on. This offset placement gives the star a little bit of a spinning look. With the 4 cardinal points done, I'm just repeating the same process with the other 4. With that complete, I'll grab some Yriel yellow and just fill the star in, leaving a little bit of the red showing around the outside, so I'm really working more towards the middle with this. You can see I'm working it out into the starburst, but I am leaving just a little bit of red all the way around. Yriel yellow is slightly translucent, so it does take 2 coats to get good coverage. I'm actually working the second coat in a little bit more towards the center, leaving some of the transition color between the red and the second coat. Basically, I'm getting a 3-color transition out of 2 colors without really any extra work. Finally, I'm going to overlay this with the chapter symbol. I'm using Abaddon black, just slightly watered down so that it got a nice clean stroke off the end of the brush. This is the symbol you see on the wordbearers in the Betrayal of Calth box, and it's basically a stylized letter E. It might be easier to think of it as a backwards 3 as well. To make sure I place the symbol well, I'm actually starting with the middle of it and producing the bottom and then the top curve separately, rather than doing that as one simple stroke like you would if you were actually writing a letter or a number. I find this approach helps me keep the proportions of the symbol a little bit better, whereas if I started from the top or the bottom, I might accidentally have part of it spill outside of the containing symbol. And with that, I'm done the symbol. This is actually a really easy one to put in because it uses a lot of paints that cover very well. Red and black both get really good coverage, so there's almost no struggle with this one. Thanks again for watching, and as always, do something epic. The Epic Hobby is made possible thanks to the support of my fans and patrons. If you like what I do, please consider supporting my videos through Patreon.